Cool. Welcome back to the third episode of the NA podcast. With Nick and Andrea. How you going?
Play good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, champion.
Yeah, it's good, mate.
This week's been a weird one. I think for everybody, it's been fucking wild.
Yeah, I don't think weird's the right word.
Well, I don't know what else to call it anymore.
Fucked.
Well, yeah, that's one word. Yeah, that's probably the most appropriate.
It's been fucked.
Yeah, we're trying to do these obviously as weekly as we can. Obviously this is now main focus by any means, so it's not something we do. But also, I guess last weekend, I think it's pretty common knowledge that the tragedy happened, and it was pretty hard to want to do this that weekend. I don't know, personally, it sort of sent me into a bit of a weird mental state and a bit of a spiral mentally as well, which is weird, and a little bit of self-hatred thrown in there, which is always fun. Yeah.
It's really weird that you haven't spoken to me about this.
No, I have.
No, you
Yeah, I
haven't.
have. I was saying that, like, this whole, like, what happened. Sorry, we're obviously talking about what happened to George Floyd. My whole thing was that I was like, obviously, what happened was in America, and there is the argument that it's obviously a horrible thing, and a lot of the arguments I've seen on Facebook, which is a cesspool anyway. But
Where all the bloody middle-aged women hang out with their shitty opinions and
well,
stuff.
that's it. But a lot of the opinions I was seeing was like, oh, it's an American problem. I don't understand why anyone cares anyway. And I was like, well, fuck, like, you definitely heard about this happening before, and then start looking into shit that's happened here at home, and I don't know, like, it was just an awful feeling because I didn't realize just how ignorant I had been.
Well, that's the thing about white privilege.
Well, that's it. And it's the same thing as like how, I wanted to just turn off and just jump off social media, but it's like, that's also not fair.
Yeah.
Like,
I was having that same discussion with my mum. So I was telling her that like when the same thing happened with me when all of that news broke and all of these protests started.
Yeah.
I was just terrified of everything that was happening. Like, it's just fucking insane to me that police can be doing that to their fucking citizens anyway. And I was telling mum that I feel guilty that I have the luxury of just signing out of social media and pretending it's not, that it doesn't exist. If I just want to get away from it for a day, I get to do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to not do that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the worst thing that we can do.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a time where us white people need to be there and we need to scream because they're not going to listen to black people.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They never did or do.
Oh, yeah. So. I know, yeah, it's just been weird. It's been obviously awful, but yeah, it was just a massive wake-up call. And for those who don't know, I apologize because I unfortunately have forgotten the gentleman's name, but there was an Aboriginal gentleman who died in prison and the same thing happened to him as George Floyd happened. He basically got knelt on his neck, and his last words were, "I can't breathe," which was the creepiest thing I've read in a long time. But yeah, same thing. Like, I was just, I don't know, I've just been so, I guess you like you hear about it and you kind of know it happens, and there's like this part of me that has just, well, it's not happening to me.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it.
But I'm like happy to admit that because I just...
Yeah, well, like, a lot of people aren't realizing that... Oh, God, these freaking... Wait, oh, God. Oh, there we go. No, oh, yeah. A lot of people aren't realizing... I came back when I screamed. Okay. A lot of people aren't realizing that is literally what white privilege is, and what people are saying to use that throughout this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah, it's super easy for us as white people. Like we don't go through the stereotypes that people like for example, Aboriginals do.
Yeah.
They're stereotyped to be bad people,
Mm.
and where we grow up, I guess, being told that they're not equal, I guess, with us. Like they are made out by people who are older than us to be shit people, and that they're going to steal shit, and that they're going to hurt you, and that they're going to, like, it's disgusting that that's how we're raised. But like we're the generation though that has just stopped that completely.
Yeah.
And so that's what all of this is. It's a world change.
For sure. On that, I think it's yeah, you're right. Like it's so. I mean, for those who don't know, it was actually only recently. So up until recently, there was actually a guy who went to renew a license. So if you own property in Australia, you could actually own a license to hunt Aboriginals off your property, basically. And it was just a thing that you could do. And I guess it was kind of like, I don't know, the whole thing is just fucked. And then like the whole stolen generation, and you know, it's only been recently that they've even been classed as people and not just native fauna.
The 70s.
Yeah.
They were classed as humans. I think it was the 70s.
Yeah.
They were given the right to vote and stuff. But even
50 years ago.
Yeah, but even then they're classed as humans, but they're still not treated as such. They're all like what's happening in like regional towns and stuff is they shove all the Aboriginal community in one part of the fucking town, and that's it. And they don't congregate with everybody else. It's like it's like this weird segregation that you don't even realize it's happening. Like I spent a couple of years of my life in a really, really, really rural town out west, and like all the white people lived like here, and then right up the back of the town away from everybody was where the mish was.
Yeah.
And it was constantly policed, and like it was just, I don't know, like looking back I see how fucked up that is, but at the time that was the normal thing. Like that was normal for us to see the Aboriginals not live in the same part of town as us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's fucked up.
God, yeah.
Yeah. And it's in a lot of towns. It's the same in McLean. They have their own area, and I think, I don't know, like I don't know if it's like a purposeful segregation thing or if they've just set up shop there on their own. But it's a weird thing. It's a really weird thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I think like the whole, like, you're right, like it's definitely a white privilege that it's just you can just go about your day and not have to worry about it. You can apply for a job and not have to worry about, is the fact that I'm a person of color, is that going to affect my chance of getting this job?
Well, it's not even just applying for jobs. It's like,
oh, obviously
no, it's like, yeah, but like going into a shop and just going, I can go into a clothes shop and I can try clothes on without people standing there and waiting for me to come out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they don't just assume I'm going to fucking steal the clothes that I'm taking in to try on. Or they don't assume that I'm going to fucking steal a car and fucking all these other stereotypes. Going to a petrol station, they don't assume I'm going to fucking steal the petrol so that I can sniff it later. Like it's just, I don't know.
It sounds insane, but it's like,
that is a stereotype here and it's awful. And
but it's also shit that just gets said.
Well, yeah.
That's the wildest part.
But this whole George Floyd thing has woken a lot of people up to stop being so ignorant.
Yeah.
Because America have been way ahead of us on the racist side of things. They've all been a lot more sensitive to racial slurs and things like that. Where here there's no sensitivity around it at all.
There's
racist jokes are a daily made thing here. Like there's no, you know, like we say awful things because it's normal. And I think this whole George Floyd thing has shaken everybody up to the point where they're like, oh, it's not, that's not okay. We all fucking suck for saying all those things, but I said to somebody on Facebook the other day who I don't even fucking know, who was trying to make the all lives matter argument. Yeah. They were saying that, suddenly people were medical experts with this COVID-19 pandemic, and now suddenly they're all sociology fucking experts or whatever. And it's like, I said to them that it's never too late to start giving a shit about something. And
God,
it's
no.
never too late to become super passionate about something, to be an activist about it.
Mm.
Like, I can admit that I've said awful things in the past or made racially insensitive jokes in the past, and
God, yeah.
I'll even say it's probably even in the recent past
Mm.
that I've said fucked up things, and this whole George Floyd thing has changed the way that I think about any of that stuff. It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
That stuff, and I am grossed out at myself that I used to think that was funny.
Mm.
It's not anymore.
I think yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's just the norm, like, where you just make those jokes. And actually, it's funny. On Two Bears, One Cave, Bert was saying that he jokes with his daughters, like makes misogynistic jokes, like, around them, and they laugh, like, they obviously know it's a joke, but his wife Leanne was like, you're still saying that shit around them, right? And he's like, and he blew it off as like, oh, you just don't get it, but like, it's true, like, you are still saying that shit, and like, you're still putting it out into the world, and like, I guess if you're, I don't know, man, like, it's such a, because I don't.
Even us just saying it to each other isn't okay, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we both know that we're joking. We're not racist fucking people.
God, no.
I've
No.
never been a racist person. I grew up with a racist dad, and I've broken out of that fucking cycle of racism, and so has my brother. Like, we have people who are friends of other races and Aboriginal friends, and like, we grew up with those people. I've never, I don't know, it's hard when you make a joke about something. I guess that still fucking makes you a racist person if you're laughing at the expense of another race.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole thing is like a massive shake up that the world has fucking needed really bad. Yeah, the protests that have happened, or that are still happening in America, it was only a fucking 1 day thing here, where they're on day 12 or 13 over there now.
Yeah.
The changes that they've made with these protests are absolutely, they're just fucking insane.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so they've had those cops charged. The one who killed George Floyd is a second-degree murder. And the other guys, I'm not sure what theirs. Maybe they were like an accessories or something. I'm not actually sure.
I'm not too sure.
But they were charged as well. And then they've had, I can't remember which police department it was. I want to say NYPD, but I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. But the funding the government has taken funding from that police department, and they're putting, I think it was $100 million, maybe more, and they're giving it to the black community or the people of color community, and taking it away from the police department. But it's not a huge amount of money considering they get like billions of dollars of funding, but it's something.
But like, I guess it's like, it's just going on back on what you were saying about that lady on Facebook being like, oh, everyone's a bloody biology major, and then all of a sudden they're a sociology expert. It's like,
people
the difference,
just fucking care. That's all it is. Like,
but even beyond that,
hell.
like, look at, okay, so if you're in your 40s now, like, you've obviously grown up in this era where print media was like huge, and then like, obviously the news came on television and it was on the radio, but that was like the only places that you got your news, and that was filtered down significantly.
Still is.
Yeah, but and I think that's also another thing that's coming out of this, which is just like, obviously I've known for a while, you've known for a while, that like what the media portrays as something is tenfold different to what is actually happening.
Absolutely.
Like, and I think that
examples are like, I don't know, like, you just fucking show a snippet of
yeah,
that old man falling over and what the fucking
exactly
news article
what I was going to bring up. Yeah,
and then we'll put the fucking video of what actually happened, and that's what is happening right now. they had said that that he was, I don't know, in the way, and he walked backwards and tripped. When these
Clearly
two
got
fucking
shoved.
cops pushed this 75-year-old man over, he hit his head on the concrete and started bleeding out of his fucking ear. And then, to top that off, they didn't help him up.
No.
One cop
It was
tried
a
to,
National
and
Guard
then
who did.
yeah, one cop tried to help him up, and then his fucking other cop mate, fuck the fucking police over there, honest to God, made him get up and leave the guy laying there unconscious on the fucking concrete, an old man who was just trying to give them back a helmet that they dropped.
Like, surely there's a duty of care.
Their duty of care's gone out the fucking window over there, dude. They're just fucking, they're out to kill. That's it. There's no protecting or serving the people or fucking whatever the bullshit that they've been spreading for the last God knows how long. They're out there. There's peaceful protests. They're just there and they're just chanting and they're just coming together. And these police officers are just coming at them with pepper spray, fucking rubber bullets that are still metal on the inside, which apparently I found out they're supposed to be shot at the ground and they're supposed to ricochet off the ground. Like,
oh, really?
Like towards the lower half of the body. They're shooting people in the fucking face with these things.
Well, I always thought it was meant to be center of mass. Was like non-lethal.
They're
center of mass.
Yeah, they're designed to ricochet them off the ground, but like to a point where they come up and hit you in the mid area.
Yeah.
They're
the same as the beanbag shotguns.
Blank. Yeah, they're point blank shooting them in the face with these fuck off size rubber bullets.
Did you see the video of the dude in the wheelchair get shot in the face by one?
Yes.
Holy shit, dude.
That's what I mean. They're just, if you're in the way, they'll try and fucking kill you. They're not going to tell you to move. There's nothing. There's just, if you're there, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no regard for anyone's life at the moment. They're just out there to hurt people and kill people. They're just trying to intimidate. They're terrorists.
Yeah.
This whole thing with the police against the citizens, it's a terrorist attack. That's what it fucking is, and nobody's addressing that. If it wasn't white police officers or fucking, they're probably Asian ones and African American ones, whatever. They're all fucking terrorists. I don't give a shit. And we had this discussion where it's not all cops are bad.
Yeah.
They fucking are over there. I think that if you're a good cop, you would simply say, I'm not fucking doing this. I quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have any kind of moral fucking ground, you wouldn't go out there and beat the shit out of someone who's just trying to fucking protest about something that they think is right, which is right. There's no fucking right or wrong in this. There's right, and then there's you're a fucking cunt. That's all there is.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also I understand what you're saying, but I also just don't know if like you're right. Like obviously a lot of police have obviously just gotten home. Like I saw there was one photo of a dude I saw on Reddit who had gotten home and he just took all his shit off in the living room and he's like, I can't fucking do this anymore. And just quit there. He was like, I'm fucking not going back.
Good. That's what they fucking
For
should
sure.
be. That's what they should be doing. And they're the good fucking people. They shouldn't be going out there and doing that. There's no fucking amount of money in the fucking world. That was a timer.
Yeah.
There's no amount of money in the world that should make you want to go out there and beat people.
Yeah.
To fucking death. So many people have died in these protests. A girl lost her life really recently she was sprayed with the gas that they're fucking spraying everyone with, and she had an asthma attack and died. There's just no regard for anybody, and it's fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things that that you were saying about.
I was talking about that police over in America are not. Should we just say if we've just come back from eating dinner?
Yeah, that's why if they seem lethargic or we're sighing a lot, just because it was. Well, Andrea's going into a 6-week challenge, and so we sent it out with a big roast dinner, and holy shit, my stomach is full.
Mine is more than full. I think I'm going to vomit, so stay tuned.
Halfway through a sentence, just
just like all I'm like looking at you and like while you're talking it just comes down my front. Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about how I think that police officers, and not just me, a lot of people think that police officers in the USA are all terrible people. The ones that are still police officers, and that the good ones have resigned and or are refusing to have any part of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like I would like to think that I don't know. I guess it's easy to assume that everyone is in it for the wrong reasons, I guess, especially when you're seeing like such awful things. But I would like to believe that there's police officers out there who are in the protests, you know.
They're the ones that are in the protests are the ones that have quit.
Yeah. No, but I mean they're like still like policing, but just aren't doing any of the awful atrocities that are being seen.
There's been one video in almost 2 weeks of protesting among hundreds of awful ones.
No, I know, but
the thing is, the argument is, if this is what they're catching on camera, what's happening off camera?
Well, that's also what I think is that like
I think you've got too much hope in other people, and you shouldn't have that with not in this situation.
Yeah, but don't you think that that like the normal like just police doing what their job is would just not be shown because it's not the aim of the movement?
It is the aim of the movement. That is the aim of the movement. People want the police to be unified with them, and if they were, they'd show that, but they're not.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, like you said, I just want to believe that there's some that are still,
which is fine,
in their right gear, but like obviously not committing the atrocities that we're seeing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it's fine to have like to try and see the good in people, but in this situation, I don't think it applies.
Okay.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
I've never really been one to see the good in people, but I'm a good judge character, and I can tell you fucking right now that every cop that is still out there right now is a piece of shit. Full stop.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they get shot in the fucking head.
Fair enough.
I don't care. I honestly would not care. If I saw a video of a fucking rioter or a protester fucking punching a cop in the throat and then they die, I would probably not care.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. Okay.
They deserve it. Everything that they're fucking doing, they deserve the worst.
And
the first video that made me feel physically ill and actually start crying was the one of that 75-year-old man.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you do that to somebody who's so vulnerable? Like an elderly man posing zero threat, and they push him over and he cracked his fucking head. And they're doing that. They're fucking pepper spraying children.
Yeah.
From like you to me close. They're just going
yeah.
Little kids.
No. Yeah. I don't know.
I've been very angry ever since this has all started, and a lot of people are saying things like, where were you fucking X amount of years ago when it happened to this person? And it's like, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Over here, we don't really hear it that much, but this has shaken the world up so much that it's made people really give a shit. Are you okay?
Yeah. Why?
Because you're just like, That's
no.
it.
I was listening.
You look like a robot.
No, I was just listening. I know, yeah, like it's like you said, like the whole, it's such an ignorance thing. And I guess this is also what I was saying about like how like the whole media thing has just been shifted so hard because you have, media outlets saying one thing about, well, it's the looters' problem, or like, why is the looting and rioting happening? And you're right. Like, I don't think the looting should be happening. Like, you're affecting big businesses, whatever. Like, really, I don't really care. But like, so when it happens to like a small business, people who have been in the same situation, who have bought themselves up from nothing, and they get their shit looted. It just seems like the opposite of
But the thing is about the looting is that those people aren't there for the right
No.
reasons. They're taking advantage of like this big movement to set shit on fucking fire and to loot things. It's not the people who are there for the right reasons. It's just shit people. That's why fucking what's his face was arrested. What's his name?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. I wouldn't say Logan Paul. So, yeah. So, right there is your fucking prime example of the type of people that are fucking turning up to these protests as protesters and fucking looting shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's such a big issue, and it's like it's so not black and white. It's not funny. Like it's sorry. I don't mean that as like a racial. So I mean like the shit. Anyway, it's like there's so many gray areas. Is what I mean. Like
well, yeah.
if like
of course the looting and the destruction and all of that fucking sucks. But at the end of the day, the point being made with that stuff is that businesses are insured, things can be replaced where these black people are being killed.
Yeah.
You know, like the looting and the rioting and whatever shouldn't be at the forefront of this. It should be the deaths. And it should be the messages that are trying to be like pushed across to the fucking government departments and stuff. The looting and stuff should be reported after that.
Yeah, for sure.
Where everyone's just focusing on that part of the fucking protests and stuff. It's just insane that is at the fucking focus of some fucking white people.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the fucking Karens and all the fucking like 45 to 50-year-olds sitting there with their fucking bob haircut being like, I can't believe it. They're not protesting for the right reasons. They're just looting.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because that's what the media, you know, is portraying as what's happening. And then, but when you go on like, you know, you go on Twitter or whatever, or you go on Reddit, and it's just like, you're seeing like people who are clearly peacefully protesting and then just getting the fucking shit welled out of them.
There's also video evidence of police breaking into fucking shops and looting and destroying everything. There's a video of them destroying their own troop car. Yeah.
Or like the video of them laying out the bricks and shit.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And like laying piles of bricks out as a means for protesters to throw a brick so that they can come in and start fucking beating people as an excuse. It's gross, man. Like, and recently I just read like fucking 10 minutes ago that they've got on their vehicles these things that can recreate like a sonic boom.
Yeah.
To scare people from even going outside. I'm going to come back to my point of that it's literally a fucking terrorist attack.
Yeah, it's all fear tactics.
It's foul. Like,
yeah. Well, it's like what Trump's address was. He was talking about basically like the state senators who he deems aren't doing a good enough job to stop these protests. He's basically just going to step in and just take over control anyway.
Good. I hope he fucking does step out of his fucking bunker and take control.
No. As in, like, he'll just send the military out and like whatever to stop it by force. He was saying like by aggression or whatever, something along those lines. And then he did that whole like Bible photo.
Oh right, the Hitler one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how he's still alive.
Well, I mean, he's been taking pretty good precautions to not be seen, and when he has been seen out, it was like the protesters were like hella far away. So
yeah, because the police actually legitimately fucking like threw shit at them and gassed them and pepper sprayed them and shot them until they all left.
Yeah, you just held them back. I don't know. It's a weird time, and I don't know, but it's just this whole like it's only fucking June. And I know we said it I think it was like episode 1. We said how wild this year's been. How wild this year's been. How it's been like Australia was on fire, and then there's a global pandemic.
Kobe Bryant fucking was killed. Like
fuck yeah.
That was this year. That was in February.
Man.
No, that was was that February or January?
January 27th.
Australia Day.
Yeah.
Or that weekend.
That weekend.
We were up at yeah, it's fucked. Like I just don't know. I've like my expectations and I don't have any.
Nah, I think everyone's just trying to make it through the year now.
Yeah, it's really, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what is next? What?
Actually, I need to look at something. I was sorry. Apparently, something crazy is happening in Brazil as well. I don't know what it is. So I'm sorry if I don't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So I need to look into it. Because
There's something to do with their president.
I don't know.
He's like a massive piece of shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's something along. I've seen on Twitter a lot of people asking Anonymous to look into it.
Mm.
I haven't really seen much about
Okay.
it though. I don't. Yeah, I don't know the facts. I don't really know
Right.
much about it, but I know what you're speaking about.
Yeah. Because I was talking to a guy today at work on the phone, and we just got talking. He's just an old fella, and got talking because he's in Perth, and we were talking about Perth and whatnot, and then he was talking about he travels a fair bit, and he's like, "Oh, I'm meant to be in Alaska this weekend." I was like, "Far out, no way!" And I was like, "Oh, well, we were meant to be in Sydney last weekend." And by the way, I looked on my roster today, and it said leave the 31st. I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't go on leave." And then I realized what it was for. Anyway, yeah, and he was like, "I'm meant to be in Alaska." And I was like, we were meant to be in Vietnam in July." And I was like, who knows when that's going to happen. He's like, "You got to push it back a year." I'm like, "Yeah, same." And then he's like, "Who knows if we're actually going to be able to go in a year's time." And he was saying that he's like, "Oh, and I was also planning on going to Brazil next year, but we're actually not allowed to go. And we've actually been told to push it back 2 years because of what's happening there." And I was like, "Oh, okay. But I don't know." So I don't know what's going on there, but it seems pretty nuts. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, I've only seen something about their president being super corrupt, of course, and like doing awful shit.
Yeah, right.
So like America 2.0, I guess. What about that video? Fucking, I'm gonna link it to you so you can play it.
Yeah.
Of the the protesters in Mexico setting a cop on fucking fire.
Oh, yeah, see, that's what I mean, dude. Like the entire thing is so like, because that's not the answer either. Like the entire thing, I understand that there's like an element to this where people, well, even like we were talking about it, like when Anonymous released Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book. I don't know, man. Like it's this whole hopelessness, and you're just like it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter how many moves you make in the world and how high you get up. There's levels to the corruption in this world that you don't understand, and it goes so deep, and it's family driven, and it's like this weird inbred like nest of just disgusting corruption, and it's just so bad, and it's just like you got no chance of ever beating it. So it's like I understand where the violence is coming from, because I'm sure that the people of color in America and all over the world probably feel the same way. It's like this. It's years. It's fucking millennia of oppression,
Mm.
and it's just like, how long? Fuck it. Let's burn it all down, because what's the point? We're going to be at the same place anyway if we don't. And I'm sure it's like, I think it was also the perfect time for something awful to happen because of how like restricted everyone's lives have been recently. So it was just like this, I don't know, hit the boiling point, I guess, but that's not the right answer. You definitely shouldn't set a fucking cop on fire.
I don't know, but the thing is, I don't know what's going on in like Mexico's got its own fucking thing happening, as well. So it's they're obviously it's fucking Mexico. Like their police are corrupt as shit. That's been known forever.
Yeah.
And I think they're standing up against them now.
Okay.
So maybe they do deserve to be set on fucking fire.
Maybe, but I mean, like,
because they're brutally beating women and shit and raping them and children and stuff.
Right.
So
I don't know. It's
they probably do fucking deserve it.
Yeah, maybe they do. I don't know. The whole it's just such a fucked up thing, and it's like
it's unbelievable. To me, it's just this unfathomable fucking thing. Like the you grow up being told that call 000 if you're in trouble, ask
Yeah.
for the police, ask, they're there to help you, they're there to keep you safe and
Yeah.
stuff. And all of a sudden, like, we're fucking 25 now, like, flash forward to the future, and the world is it's police against the world, basically.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess, like, and again, it probably all circles back to the privilege that, you know, we both have as white people. Like, it's, I've never had a problem with police, and any police interaction
it.
I've had has been really positive, and it's been or just fine, you know. Like, the only bad police interaction I've ever had was actually not even their fault. They were just at a train station when me and my friends were going into the valley, and one of my friends had some naughty things on him that he shouldn't have, and he got scared, and so he ran off the train, and they tackled him, and he was caught with some naughty things on him, and but that's also his fault.
But let's just like put this in perspective. If your friend was black and had naughty things on him,
Oh, be a different story altogether.
exactly.
Yep.
And that's what this whole fucking thing is about. Like, it's so unfair that they're treated like criminals just because they're fucking black.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, it makes me so angry, and it's made the whole fucking world angry.
Yeah.
There's no other words for it. Everyone is just so fucking angry.
Yeah. I know. And there's like no, to me, it just doesn't, there's no like, I don't know, like, what do you do besides try and be heard as much as you can, and
well, that's it. That's all we
join
can
the
do.
movements when you can, and
that's all we can do, and it's working.
For sure, I know that.
Things are changing, and I'm assuming that they're just going to keep fucking going until they get to that point of where they want to be. Like, there are huge corporations donating fucking millions and millions of dollars now toward the movement. I've donated money to our Aboriginal fucking, I can't remember what one it was. Fuck, that's so bad. Yep. Something.
J.J. Abrams donated a fucking bunch of money, like in the millions.
Yeah.
Like, well, him and his company, obviously. And I think your like Love Nest couple, Ryan Reynolds and
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, yeah. Your threesome buddies. They God, could you imagine?
I'd be fucking happy. Could you imagine a foursome with them?
Don't even.
But it would just be like them having sex next to us having sex.
Yeah. And I just look over at Ryan and I'm like,
it'll be me and Blake Lively having sex and you and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. I'm just slobbing on his. Anyway.
No, we're talking about something really important.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
money.
Yeah, they've donated. I think they donated like $200,000 or something like that. Like, just them. I don't know, man. It's bringing out the best in people. It's obviously bringing out the worst in some, but
they're absolutely the fucking minority in this though,
sure.
which is fucking awesome to see.
Yeah,
like they're on Facebook, but that's it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of celebrities that are standing up for this movement as well. Seth Rogen has been incredibly vocal about it.
Awesome.
Telling people to fuck right off, and he's been telling his own fans to stop fucking watching his movies. I don't fucking want you here anyway, and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's been really awesome in it, and Halsey has been at the fucking front of any protest in LA.
Really?
Yep. She's been she's I'm not a fan of Halsey. I'm not like that kind of music's not my thing. But after seeing what she's been doing, she's a fucking awesome person.
Yeah, right.
She's been out there protesting at any protest she can fucking get to.
Really?
And she's been donating a shit ton of money. She's been acting as a fucking like medic to people with no training whatsoever. She's been getting pepper sprayed. She's been copping fucking bullets and stuff. Like she's out there every time.
Yeah, right.
And she's got a huge platform on Twitter. She's got fucking, I don't know, like 10 million followers or
Shit.
something stupid. And she's just on it. She's constantly tweeting about it over and over. She's fucking linking all these petitions, all of these places to donate to. She's telling people to get out there and fucking and protest if they can. And she's telling people to, you know, stay safe because it's still COVID fucking around everywhere. It's just, she's being like monumental in it. She's
awesome.
she's been a huge voice in it. And then, there's been heaps of really big name celebrities like doing a lot for this.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's something that a lot of people, obviously, like you and I, you know, like I know I fucking sound like a broken record, but like, I was actually just talking to Talon about it today, about like just the whole like ignorance thing, and she was like, yeah, well, you really can't beat yourself up about it because like you're ignorant until you know better. And I was like, yeah, fuck, okay, yeah,
that's
fair enough.
Exactly it. Like that's what I was saying earlier. Like it's never too late to start giving a shit and to start educating yourself on this stuff. Yeah. And then, you know, once you've educated yourself on this stuff, it's okay to feel a bit guilty that you didn't know before, but now you do. And now you can tell other people. And that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So people are reading up on fucking Black history and Aboriginal history, and everyone knows what's happening now.
Oh, like what happened to Rio Tinto?
Well, yeah, it's stuff that it's touched on in school, if that.
Oh.
They barely tell you fucking anything. It's the same in America. It's just, they don't tell you anything about Black history, really. And it's...
They get a fucking month. Which, by the way, is ridiculous. It should just be taught as if it's just part history,
It's part of fucking history, and I don't understand why it's not taught properly. And that's a part of the fucking problem. Like, we're not taught any of this stuff, so we're conditioned to be ignorant.
Yeah, well, it's almost like it's educational segregation.
Yeah, it's exactly
like what's the difference? You're giving everyone else a whole year, and then just like, you know, one race just a month. And it's like, you know, it's still history, dude.
Yeah. And it's like, it's the history of this goddamn country. Like,
they
are literally the first people that inhabited this fucking country.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything about their culture. We don't know anything about their culture.
Exactly.
I grew up in small towns that had like significant Aboriginal populations, and they still didn't fucking teach us that stuff. Like, you know, we had like NAIDOC week and stuff like that, which...
Because even worse, it's a whole week.
Well, you do learn a fair bit of because it's a whole week dedicated to their culture.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot, but it's not enough. It's something that should be taught year fucking round.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the thing. Like we didn't know about this stuff, but now we do. It's all come to light, and everyone is deciding collectively to change that.
Yeah, and do better.
And it's fucking awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's it's the time to change, and that's for sure. But I guess it's like the benefit and whatnot. It's like the whole, as much as I don't like it, like the whole like woke culture or whatever. Like it's, you know, for whatever reason, been looked at as pretty lame and stupid. But like it's really pretty positive, obviously.
Well, it's not even a matter of being woke. It's just a matter of people learning new things.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, hang on a minute, I was wrong. Everything I've been told was wrong. This is the facts in front of my fucking face, and now I'm changing my opinion. And now I'm going to try and make a difference with that.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening, and it's good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a really weird time, but also it's obviously an awful thing that's happened. I'm not taking away from that at all, but it's also obviously like something that maybe, I don't want to say needed to happen, but the cultural shift did, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
this year has changed everything.
Fuck yeah, it has.
Absolutely everything that you can possibly think of this year has just completely turned everything upside down. And it's likely for the better, because the things that are coming out of it, like out of COVID now, is companies are going to be saving overhead money. Like, for example, mine, we are going to be allowed to, you know, work from home a lot more.
Yeah.
Where we used to have to come into the office 5 days a week if we were full-time employees.
Yeah.
Where now we're being given laptops so that we have the flexibility to work from home. Like, that's a big change in the corporate world for us. Fucking I don't really know what else has changed. I haven't been outside the house.
Yeah.
But the way businesses are being run, there's going to be a big shift there.
Yeah, for sure.
The fucking economy, everything's fucked. Everything's fucked,
Yeah.
economy-wise, but
Everything's fucked and the world's ending.
I'm
Ding, ding.
I'm convinced that the world's ending.
Yeah.
This year, I think I truly believe that I think we're all going to die this year. It sounds awful, but yeah. I don't know. I just can't help but feel like 2020, all this shit's happening, and then it's just going to be a nuclear war, and then bang, we're all dead.
God, don't.
Sorry.
Okay.
Christ. It's fine. I'm kidding.
It was on actually that noise was on a in a song.
An ATLiens song? Is that the start of an ATLiens song?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it Shelter?
No. It's called.
But it's also in Death Rail.
Camera.
Oh really?
ATLiens. Yeah, I was listening to it just the other day. Meltdown, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I remember hearing it that the lady was talking like at the start of that thing. And I was like, oh God, what am I hearing? Is this the fucking end? But yeah.
No, I heard it in the song. I don't know if it's the ATLiens one or if it was I feel like it's in Death Rail as well. Because it happens and they're like the death rail will commence after the sirens or something like that, and it's a different air raid siren. Pardon me. But the one before it, I'm sure it was anyway. I had like a weird PTSD thing.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I was like, But yeah. Anyway, shit, yeah. That was a deep one. I feel weird. I mean, I feel like it was like something that obviously we couldn't not talk about, obviously. So yeah, sorry if this episode's been a bummer.
The thing is though, like it's something that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
We have that fucking voice and we have that power, and not you and I alone, but as a fucking, a race ourselves, it all comes down to that privilege, and people will listen to us. We don't even have a fucking platform, but I feel like talking about is the right thing to do right now.
Yeah.
So if anybody is listening, fucking message me or Nick if you want the legit fucking videos that are floating around Twitter and Reddit, not the shitty ones that are on mainstream media that are fake or cut off at the fucking perfect time.
Yeah. Or even if you just want to talk about how you're feeling through it all, and if you just want to work out how to navigate it, because I know for me personally, it's like, I know I've spoken to you about it. It's been actually something I've really struggled with and been really difficult to deal with, because dude, there is a lot of shit I've said, and also there's a part of me that's really, and maybe I do feel, I don't want this to come out wrong, but there's a big part of me that feels for the police officers as well. And because I do kind of get this, it's like an institutionalized brainwashing that happens in those kind of groups. And I do get that. And it's the transition that happens when you go from an environment like that, and then you go into the actual real world, and it is a big fucking transition. And I realize now, especially how much that brainwashing is ingrained in you. And man, I see it in a lot of them. Again, it's not right. You shouldn't be doing it. It's not the fucking answer. But I don't know, dude.
It's definitely a brainwashing thing as part. They're not trained. They're not fully trained fucking people. They don't have to complete very much training. It's something along the lines of 600 and something hours of training.
Right.
So yeah, as a police officer, I think you should be doing a lot more fucking training than that. And
Yeah.
it seems that a lot of that training is them fucking being brainwashed and told that they're going to have to use force against civilians if it comes to it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, being brainwashed to want to do that. Because no sane fucking person can just go out there and beat innocent people the way that they are. There's something else there.
Yeah.
But I don't feel for them at all. I think they're all pieces of shit and I want them all dead.
Yeah, fair.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
can't.
how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, the camera's just died of battery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have another battery.
Okay.
So
We'll
I
wrap it
think
up then.
yeah, again, it's something that had to be said. I know that it's already been said before. You know, I don't know. It was a big debate about whether or not we talk about it even, but well, not even really a big debate, but just like it just took a while to actually even want to do the podcast, I guess.
Yeah.
And just it's hard because I understand like it's hard to maybe get your thoughts straight in something like this. And again, if you want to talk to Andrea and I, we're always there to have a chat. I'm not far away.
DM's
and-
open.
For sure. And if you just want to, yeah, just work your way through it and you just want someone to talk about it,
Or like even some advice on how you can be supportive in a time like this.
for sure.
I've done a lot of reading on this stuff and I've collected like a lot of info on different ways that you can help.
Mm.
And yeah, there's a lot of petitions out there. There's a lot of donations you can make. There's a lot of things you can do. So just
Do your best
Yep.
and just be better. I
Yep.
think that's the main
Just don't be a
takeaway for
cunt.
everybody.
Just don't be a cunt. That's all there is.
Yeah.
Love
Well,
is love. Everyone is a person. Fucking treat them like one.
yeah. The world's ending in 2020, so let's just make the next 6 months a good one. Woo! Well, look, thank you very much for listening. Yeah, like I said, obviously follow us. Like I say every time, follow us on our Instagrams, our social medias here. And again, if you need to talk about it, we're here to talk about it anyway.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Bye.
Bye.